Morning troops, another day, another drain. If you're a subscriber or a regular viewer, welcome back. As you know, at this time of year, it's piking time, isn't it? That's all I ever do really in the winter. You know, while I've got the rivers and the drains to go at every week, week in, week out. It's supposed to be a weekly angling vlog or fishing vlog, journal, call it what you will, but yeah, this time of year I'm pike mad. So yeah, it's another day, another drain. We're out in beautiful Lincolnshire again. Very small drain, free fishing. The swim I was gonna fish turned up in the dark, and well, look at the footage. Well, that was the swim I was gonna fish. Shows you I ain't been up here for a while. There's a tree in there, so found a little canyon spot further up stream. Yeah, so second choice swim, we're up and running, got 3 rods out. I'll go through the drain with you in a minute and the swim. It's very straight, very narrow, quite shallow, featureless almost, especially up here where I am. So it's a case of hoping the fish are there or presenting baits near shelf, middle, channel, far shelf, and hoping that any petroleum pike finds your baits. Don't know how long I'm going to fish here. Might fish here all day, might fish here for a couple of hours, I don't know. Plan's always fluid. It's -2, something like that, -2. Really bright, really clear. Weather wise, I don't like it too bright, you know, but what are you going to do? I mean, the temperature and the weather's been quite steady for over a week now, so the fish should be used to it. The water's quite coloured, so that's not an issue. So I'm hoping that we can catch a few fish for you. And without further ado, let's go and have a look at this swim. Well, that's the left hand rod. The bait is 20-30 metres upstream. Whole herring presented as a static dead bait. My normal setup with a ledger boon, and we're in about 2 to 3 foot of water there. Middle rod is my single circle hook float rig. Today I've got on there a eel section. It was in my bag with lamprey section written on it, but it's definitely an eel section. So I've got an eel section out there, presented single circle hook on the bottom. And my right hand rod is a Joey mackerel hole, about 6 or 7 inches, again static dead bait, normal rig, ledger boon, on the deck. No sardines out yet today because they're frozen solid, so I'm just thawing a couple of them out, and I should get my go-to bait, a sardine, on one of the rods. As you can see, I mean, it's a beautiful day. There's a bit of ice in the margins where, I don't know if you can see it up there, but where the drain is sheltered from the wind, I've got a bit of a ripple on, thank God. The drain is icing over as we speak. But the sun will be up soon, so whatever ice is here should melt away. Water's quite cold. Always put my hand in the water, test the water temperature. It's quite cold. That's the drain. That's downstream. That's upstream. And I'm all the way up there. So no laughing if I go arse over elbow if I get a bite. the clouds moving in quite quickly now. The day might be not a total write off. Brightness wise, there's still the sun out there of course. There's the swim. You can hear a dog in the background. He's barking like Billy-O because a flock of geese are going past. And there you can see, look, that was blue skies 10 minutes ago. Look at that landscape. Look at it. God, I love being up here. Morning troops. 2 hours into the session. Not a touch. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Yeah, we've not had much joy lately, and still about -1, -2 here, Bankside. But that's not the problem. I don't, you know, marginal ice is still there. So it's not warmed up any. The cloud's broken again, so as you can see, look, it's getting a bit brighter again. Middle rod, float rod, I've changed that hill section over. Got me just had to move around just now, so I've got a whole sardine on my middle rod on a float rig, single circle hook. Do like a sardine, when in doubt, chuck a sardine out. So hopefully that's gonna change me luck. Might have to go through my old routine and change. I often change my hats for luck. So, I mean, I know a lot of guys have lucky mascots and stuff like that, or lucky items of clothing. Put in the comments below what's yours. Mine is changing hats. If I want to change a luck, I change a hat, and that's no reason to it whatsoever. But that's what I normally do. So it's a lovely, pleasant day. You know, it's quiet. Not another angler. I can't see another angler for half a mile upstream, half a mile downstream. I did meet a subscriber this morning. We had a little chat. He was going off looking for a swim. So hopefully, you know, you are. Good luck. Hope you've caught. But yeah, it's a lovely day to be out. But you want a cherry on top of the cake, then you let them squinting. I'm going to have to reposition myself next time I speak on camera because I'm squinting. I mean, you know, it's quite hard to see with that sun right in your face. I have to get the old sunglasses out, I think. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below, what's your lucky charm, superstition when you go fishing? So mine's changing a hat. Also, it's you know, we haven't got long, have we? Thinking about it, that's what I was thinking about. We're at the end of January. You know, last 10 days of January, so it's soon be February, March. So you're only looking 6, 7, 8 weeks. The drains and the rivers will be closed. And if they spawn, you know, and if the pike decide to spawn early, you know, I have known them some years to lose interest completely mid-February if it's been mild enough and they've disappeared and gone off to their spawning grounds. So, you know, we ain't got long. Normally when that happens last week of the river season in March, they're normally back on the main drains looking for prey fish after spawning. But you know, it can be a dodgy last month really, so well, that's all we've got left, folks, isn't it, really, to do a bit of piking. End of January, we've got a week to 10 days. Short month February, and a couple of weeks in March, that's it. So hopefully, touch wood, with some of the bigger girls out towards the end of the season. Last throw of the dice time in this swim, I think, troops. It's getting on for 11 o'clock. Ain't had a touch. Time to boost the baits, and if you ain't had nothing in an hour, time to move on. That's what I use to boost my baits. Predator Plus. Now, it's not just Predator Plus. I do have sardine and anchovy oil in there and mix it together. You got to be careful, because if the ratio of oil to Predator Plus is too much oil, it gets very runny and doesn't stick to the bait. So it's a bit of trial and error to get the right mix, but pretty sure I've got it right. Been doing it a while, so let's get these baits boosted and get them out there. Well, it's that time of day now, stick or twist time. Decisions, decisions, decisions. It's getting on for 11:30. I haven't had a touch. Now, do I move and go chasing the fish? Of course, there's always a possibility that you're running away from the fish. So I have known this little stretch up here to really crack on in the afternoon, but at the moment I'm not getting any encouragement. It's not the sort of venue where the pike show themselves. You don't see a lot of fry scattering. All of a sudden it's just gone still. Still a breeze, but you can see the water is lovely. Plenty of colour in it. But if there's no fish here, I'm wasting my time. So, gonna go and have a cup of soup, sit there, ponder what I'm gonna do. As I say, stick or twist. I can be up, packed up and on a new drain in 20 minutes, but I'm not going to do any better there. That's the gamble we take. Good afternoon, troops. Packed up in the end, couldn't handle it. Didn't want to blank, so I've packed up at 12. Left the drain I was at 10 past. First drain frozen over, second drain mostly frozen over. There was partial gaps, but nothing that looked fishable or really accessible really. So third drain is lovely and clear. It's got a nice tinge to it. It's flowing a little bit, not much, but got a little bit of a flow to it, so that's not too bad either. I like a little bit of a flow, and it's you know, it's a glorious day. So all systems go. First moan of the day, only moan of the day. I was setting up. I had one rod. I had all my rod rests out. I had my chair out. You know, my landing nets were in the swim. Everything. And a guy turns up and starts thrashing a lure through the swim. I said, "Oi!" Not as polite as that, you know what I mean. But I had a moan about it once before, bank etiquette. But Jesus Christ! I mean, come on. I mean, it's not hard, is it? You see someone fishing there, you leave them alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll chat the ears off you all day if you want to come up and chat about fishing or anything else, you know, pass the time of day, no problem. But you don't start casting your lures or your bait into the swim right opposite the geezer, do you? I don't know. Modern angling, stressful. The only thing you've got to be stressed about is whether you can get the time off to go fishing, or whether your wife will let you go fishing. I've got a couple of rods out as soon as I got here, so let me run through the swim with you. There's the swim. The left hand rod is a float rod. It's got a bait down the inside margin there. You can see me float. Whole sardine, single circle hook. So it's in the marginal shelf. Normally when you first turn up at a swim, there's something lurking in the margin, so it's always worth sticking a bait out there. And on my right hand rod, static dead bait, whole herring, fished in the mid channel, my normal rig up with a leisure boom. This is the drain. As I say, it's a Boston and District water, so yearbook or day ticket. So I've got plenty of options here. I've got near side reeds, reed beds. Far bank you've got overhanging trees, reed beds, reed bed over there. And of course, to my left I've got a bridge. So I've got plenty of features to fish to. Let's hope the afternoon brings a few fish. Sun's poked his head out again. The cloud's moving over really quickly. 1 minute it's nice and grey and overcast, and the next minute it's really bright, but the water here is really coloured. I mean, this water can be gin clear some days, but today it isn't. I'll show you. Murky, just how I like it, just how the dead baiting likes it. Receives a lot of pressure though, this little section, so I'm hoping it's had a lot of pressure at the weekend and the sport's just about to pick up. That's my reasoning for picking the swim. Plus, it's got a good bit of sun on it, so there's no ice at all here. Put my hands in it. The water's cold, obviously, so water temperatures are low, but that don't bother the pike. If they want to feed, they'll feed. Come on, let's crack on, let's catch some fish. Here we are, first hour of the session. Nothing yet. A few beeps, that's from debris. There is some debris coming down. You can see it floating down. That's regular, so plenty of washing on the line. But you know, it's not an unpleasant afternoon. It's a cracking swim, but at the moment not a great deal. it'll soon be that time again. I know, I sound like a cracked record. Swap the camera, head camera for the head torch. It's getting to twilight now, so hopefully I'm banking on something turning up now, really. I've had another move around, put some fresh baits on, see if that's the problem. Put my baits in the position I think's best for them to going into darkness to produce a fish. And that's all you can do, is keep working the angles, keep doing what you know's right, keep doing what you know's caught your fish in the past, and crack on. I mean, sometimes I don't know why we go. Well, I do know why we go. Hopefully I'll be able to show you. Look at that. We got, you know, we're a hardy bunch, those anglers, you know, out in all weather. Don't matter what discipline it is. You know, we've got an opportunity to get out and catch fish, we'll take it. Doesn't mean we're going to catch them, but we'll take it. So, if you got this far in the video, I'd thank you very much. It ain't over yet. I mean, we might catch. I mean, if you're already subscribed to the channel, you'll probably know I've had a few blanks lately, but you know, I've had some decent fish as well. But you know, it's hard work at the moment. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. It's free, and you might see me catch some terrific fish over the next few months and years. Because I'm telling you now, these drains do produce, whether it's piking in the winter, whether it's tench, roach, rudd, bream, they produce fish to specimen sizes. They don't only fish the drains. I mean, once they close down, come March the 15th, I should be out and about carping, catfishing, tenching, you know. I'm mad for it, really. It's like everyone, you know. We work hard. We've got to spend a lot of time, you know, you've got to put in your family time. Someone said to me, how much did your fishing cost you? I said, well, I don't know really. I said, but I had to decorate the bathroom last week to keep her sweet. So I reckon I'm still confident. I'm always confident, but so let's hope twilight, witching hour, we nab us a decent double or a 20, because this drain produces 20s, high 20s sometimes. So you know, we've got a big feature here, a bridge. Haven't seen any activity yet, haven't seen any pike thrashing around or moving, haven't seen any flashes in the water, but the water's quite coloured, so you're not going to really see the flashes. But so we, as I say, I've moved all the baits around and then we'll crack on. Let's catch the fish. We've got reflections in the water, look, it's beautiful. Another beautiful evening on the Lincolnshire drains. You can't beat it, you really can't. Well, I suppose you could find someone that has some fish in it. But yeah, look at it, it is absolutely fantastic. Let's cap it off with a fish. Oh, here we go. It's getting dark now. I'll stick it out until it is dark, but yeah, sorry troops. Obviously if I catch one there, it will be filmed and posted along with the video. But always forget that, I look away and it goes out of focus. Yeah, so you know, it's been another hard day. I was really hopeful today. You know, the first one I was in, everything looked right. Sadly nothing produced. A lot of ice around still, but you know, I've broke the ice before and fished for pike and caught pike, so that's not a problem. I don't think it was too cold for them. I just think the swims I picked, I wasn't on the fish. You know, I was driving to a different drain when I stopped here and I thought, oh no, that looks fishy. I ain't fished that swim for a while, I'll give it a go. But that's the gamble you take when you move. You know, there's no guarantees you're going to catch just because you've moved up sticks and moved drains or moved swims. I mean, I could have had a cracking afternoon. up the road, but you know, you got to live and die by your decisions when you're fishing. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. Sometimes, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to catch. So I'm just going to test this, see what it looks like with a head torch on how bright it gets. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? So hopefully we'll won't look too bad later on when it's proper dark. But yeah, I mean it's, yeah, you see there, it is very dark at the moment. It is very dark at the moment. These new lenses in these cameras are brilliant, you know. So I've got plenty of footage for today, but another dreaded blank looks like it's on the cards. But you know, I'll persevere. If you've watched to the end and I don't tag a fish on at the end of this, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can see more videos, more fish, he says. Thanks very much for watching, troops. Just a caveat to what I was saying earlier, you can see how dark it is without the horizon to me back, but it's been a strange winter for me, really. You know, the autumn started off average, I would say, and considering the winter before was virtually a write-off with all the flooding, most of the drains were unfishable for large parts of the winter, and this season started off decidedly average, I think. You know, I mean, I've had a 20 and I've had some high doubles, but nothing like what I normally catch. So it's been a very quiet winter so far, and you know, it's just carrying on. It's strange. You know, you arrive at some of these venues now, and I'm not going to moan. This is not a last minute moan. See if I can pick up a bit of better light. Not really. That's no help. It's not ideal blanking all the time, but that's why it's called fishing and not catching. You know, you got to go with it. You know, you've got to try these things. When I've arrived at venues, they've looked fishy, they've looked like they contain fish, but I don't know, extra pressure. I mean, there's a lot of otters around, there's a lot of cormorants around taking the prey fish, you know, but that shouldn't really affect you. I understand why people leave the drains and the rivers and go on to gravel pits and lakes to do their piking, but for me, I don't know, it's Mr. Crabtree time, isn't it? You know, I'm sure he didn't write a story about Fenland pike fishing on a drain, but you know what I mean. It's my preferred choice. It's old school, it's classic. It's when you grow up dreaming of catching pike, you know, you immediately think of the fens, whether they're in Lincolnshire or whether they're in Cambridgeshire. That's what you think of. And you know, you want to catch fish, you know, you want to do your best, but sometimes it's not to be. Anyway, I'm going to sit here now, miserable old git, into darkness, and let's see if we can catch something.